because the weather was cold, we stayed at home.
Good. Hey, listen. This is something you already know. All it is it's a signal word for what kind of a clause? Noun clause, adjective clause, or adverb clause? It's just a signal word for a cause and effect adverb clause. That's it. It's just, and notice, is there a comma or no comma? There's a comma because the dependent adverb clause comes before the independent clause. Alright? So that's all it is. Whenever you see because by itself, it's always a signal word for an adverb cause and effect clause. Okay? Now, be careful. Yes. You have a question?
Why we don't have at home here or home? We stay home or at home. But it's not important.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to there. We stayed where? Home. In that situation, you could say we stayed at home, but you don't have to. It's kind of a hidden prepositional phrase, and it's acting like an adverb. Where? Home, right? Okay. B. Roman, read B.
Because of the cold weather, we stayed home.
Yeah, Roman, what do you notice about that?
There is no verb in the present.
There's no verb. So what did you just turn it into? You went from an adverb clause to a
Precaution.
prepositional phrase.
Phrase.
What did you add to B that's not in A?
Oh.
Yeah, you added a preposition. So when you add a preposition because of, you're going to do the same thing, but you've just turned it into a prepositional phrase. It's still going to show cause and effect, but you turn it into a phrase, and you'll notice you got rid of the subject and verb. Now all you have is an object. Okay? Because of the cold weather, we stayed home. Read the next one, Roman. C.
Due to the cold weather, we stayed home.
Yeah, hey, same thing. Due to is like a because of. And you're just creating, in that situation, you're just creating a prepositional phrase. And you're showing cause and effect. No subject, no verb, just an object. Now be careful, Roman, read D.
Due to the fact that the weather was cold, we stayed home.
Sometimes, look off to the right. Sometimes, usually in more formal writing, due to is followed by a noun clause introduced by the fact that. Now, Jung-bin, we had this little discussion, okay? Listen, I think this is incredibly confusing. Because really, what you have there, due to the fact, okay? There's your prepositional phrase, due to the fact. The fact is the object of the phrase there. And you're describing the fact. What kind of a phrase describes a noun? Not a noun clause, an adjective clause. I really I just want to hit someone. Listen, it's an adjective clause. That the weather was cold is actually an adjective clause. Okay? I don't know why they said noun clause. Even Charles agrees with me. If Charles agrees with me, I'm right. All right, everybody okay? All you need to know is, due to the fact that, well listen, as soon as you see that on there, the fact that, you're going to follow it with a clause. And it's just an adjective clause on it.
It's a bit too much now to add the fact that you just say because the weather was cold.
Yeah.
Like in oral speaking, it's too much to say the fact.
He brings up a good point. It is possible, and good English, by the way, in writing, if the that is not the subject in the clause, in that clause, that the weather was cold, what's the subject? Weather. It has its own subject. When it has its own subject, get rid of the that. Anytime you can get rid of something in general in your writing, it makes it clearer, it makes it sharper. So it's true. If you can get rid of it, get rid of it. And don't be confused when you read something that looks like you're not sure what's going on. Test it by trying to put a that in there, and it probably just got rid of it. You okay? Okay. Look at E. Let's see. Keep going, Roman. Read E.
We stayed home because of the cold weather. We stayed home due to the cold weather. We stayed home due to the fact that the weather was cold.
What's the difference in the meaning of those sentences?
No difference. No difference.
There is none. That's the beauty of this, guys. Remember, language is like artwork, right? An artist can paint the same picture of a tree 100 different ways. So in order to make your writing stronger, you need options, different colors. And that's all this is. You just learned you can create a cause and effect using a normal old because with an adverb clause, or you can use due to, creating a prepositional phrase, or because of, using a prepositional phrase to show the same thing. That's it. Everybody okay? All right, let's make sure you're okay. Look at C. C, it says, Islam, read the directions.
Showing cause and effect. Complete the sentence with because of, because, or therefore. Add any necessary punctuation and
Capitalization. So be careful. Make sure you're using one that works in that combination of grammar. Okay? So they did the first three for us. Islam, read number 1.
Because it rained, we stayed home.
Good. Read number 2.
It rained, therefore, we stayed home.
Good. Now listen, the clue to the right one is the punctuation and where it is in the sentence. Okay? 3.
We stayed home because of the bad weather. There is no punctuation.
You guys okay? See if you can do 4 through 8 quickly.